suppose that's going to be a contender for the Christmas number one as well. Handbags and Glad Rides. It's a hit for Rod Stewart, and there's more than a hint of the Rod Stewart nuance in the vocal, isn't there? Stereophonic's new single. That's it from me. I'll be back tomorrow morning, taking you through the rest of this morning. It's Gerry Anderson.
And so it is, just down the stairs. Good morning. Let's play a record now. First of all, I have to find out who I am.
BBC Radio Foyle
and BBC Radio Ulster
with Gerry Anderson.
I must apologise for the record that's in the breech. Excuse me about that. Sometimes I'm late, so they put a record in the breech in case I don't make it. But it's usually unacceptable. This time it's Grooving by the Rascals. I'll just take that out. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Gerry Anderson here. What a fine Monday it is. A little nippy, perhaps, around about this neck of the woods, but I suppose it's nice where you are. Said he, going through the DJ pleasantries. It's 29 minutes to 11 o'clock on this fine Monday. If you want to contact me, the number is 08459 555 678. Don't worry, I won't bite you. Not unless you make me. And you can send me an email if you wish, gerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk. That's the Chorus, of course. That's a song called Would You Be Happier from their new album, which is called The Best of the Chorus. So I'm trying to do things at the one time. It's not easy for me, taking something out and putting something in at the same time. Oh, look at that. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Oh, there's a new album. Oh, look at that. There's a new album by Anne Sands. I had a wee look at that the other day. Maybe I'll play some of that today. It's called The Day Is Well Spent. It's a retrospective, I think is the word. 12 tracks from 1975 to the year 2001. Anne Sands, of course, one of the Sands family. Beautiful girl. And a lovely singer. We'll talk about her later. And here's a gentleman by the name of Mary Woods in Coleraine. He says she says, one day a few weeks ago you played a song about the Scots-Ulster language, or indeed the Ulster-Scots language, Laird Lord and all that. It went something about blaming everything, and the chorus was about blaming Julie and wee Tommy. Well, blame has to be apportioned. You must. I wonder, could you possibly play it again today? I would love to have it. Thanking you in anticipation. That's an album called Planet Ulster. That's by the Ulster Scots Folk Orchestra. It should be available. Thank you all for the lovely cards, particularly, no, I won't mention anybody in particular because it's not right, but thank you all the people who took the trouble to send me cards. Isn't it lovely the way... What do you get
cards for? Is it your birthday or what is it?
It's Christmas, Sean, remember? Christmas, remember? Xmas,
yes,
Santa,
yes.
Ho, ho, ho.
Could you get a lady a copy of The Jungle Book?
The Jungle Book?
Yeah. Can't get it anywhere.
I really don't know if that's out in video. I don't think it's out in video, you know, because it's one of those hardy animals.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
But, I mean, the Walt Disney version. Do you know what I mean?
What other version would there be?
Well, sometimes you get these ersatz versions of things. I mean, I've looked in shops. I remember, like, years ago, before you could get Cinderella. Remember Cinderella?
Yes.
Cinders, you can't go to the ball.
Yes.
Remember Cinderella? Well, you couldn't get that, but, you know, people filled the hole in the market. You get a little thing that was called Cinderella, but it wasn't Walt Disney. It was kind of another animated thing. And, you know, kind of...
Do you know something?
Yes?
I was going to ask you...
Yes?
Where would you get a copy of the Walt Disney show with Mowgli in it? And that's Jungle Book, isn't it? That's exactly what we're talking about.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
I didn't realise it.
I know. It's difficult sometimes to know what we're talking about.
So we want Jungle Book.
Yes. I could be wrong, though, but maybe it is out in video, I don't know. But sometimes they don't... The really popular Disney stuff is not available on video because they recycle it through the movies.
Right.
But it may be out in video. I don't want to disappoint anyone. Right. But maybe people are sitting at home saying, he's stupid, he should know that it's out in video. But I have an awful little sneaking suspicion in the back of my mind that it may not be out on video. Many times we've said that now.
I don't know, but I think it is out in video.
Do you?
Because the story...
I have a sneaking suspicion it's not out in video. But can I ask you this? When was the first time you realised that you wanted to see Jungle Book?
Well, no, the lady that I was speaking to, her wee daughter had it.
Had she?
And they lost it.
Oh dear, well that seems to me as if it's out on video.
Yeah, so it must be out in video.
Is it really out in video? Well, I don't know.
Mara phoned and she gave me the wrong telephone number.
Well, tell her to ring back and give you the right one.
Will you now talk to Eileen? The
only thing that's wrong with television around about this time of the year, and I don't know why I should be talking about this, I saw a lot of frightening things on television a few days. Did you see True Romance?
No.
You should want to see that. There's blood everywhere. I had to watch it behind the sofa. But I have to say, and I have to be honest with you, there's a lot of horror things on around at this time of year, which I'm quite surprised to see. And what the Sky and cable and all that kind of thing is all kinds of... But I have to tell you, the most frightening thing I saw last Friday night. Do you know what that was?
No.
It terrified me. It was Pat Kenny doing the Late Late Toy Show.
I saw.
Did you see that?
Some of it.
Did you see that?
A man who did not want to be there.
It was like Santa Claus coming down the chimney and you find out your bank manager. I was seeing bossing the kids about.
I was speaking to a bank manager last night who knows you. This man grabbed me by the arm.
Do I owe money?
Well, I don't know. He says he knows for a fact that every time you talk about bank managers, you're referring to him. He said,
I know who's that.
yes. And he said he knows you know. And you know.
But did you?
And he says, stop talking about him.
All right, I'll stop now.
He's a big man.
I know he is.
He's got a powerful grip.
He has indeed. And he's a big red-haired man. I know. I'm not talking about him.
Well, he says you are.
I'm not talking about him because he's all right. There's the other ones I'm talking about. Pat Kenny's my nightmare bank manager. But did you see him pushing all the toys away? And
He didn't like the toys.
He hated the kids as well. He hated being there.
Yes.
Completely lacking in personal warmth. What they're going to do, apparently I was reading the newspaper, they're going to try and get someone with a little personal warmth next year. They're going to try and get Harold Shipman. Hello? Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning. Don't hesitate whilst you talk.
Right, well, I wasn't sure whether I was on or off. Is that Jay Ans?
It is indeed, Jess, and you're on.
I tell you, it's just a query. This time last year, you did an appeal for something or other, for some fund.
Did I?
Yeah.
It's not like me.
It impressed me greatly because you stressed that there were no administrative costs in connection with this, whatever it was.
Was that something I did on radio?
Yes.
Oh, a little separate thing?
Yes.
Oh, something, yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
completely separate.
Yes, okay, yeah.
Now, really what I want to know, could you let me have some particulars, the name of that fund or whatever it was, etc.?
If I was entirely honest with you, I would have to say that I don't remember.
Oh, God.
I swear, I know. I know what you're thinking, shallow broadcaster.
No, I'm not really.
No, but what happens is that every once in a while someone says, would you like to record this little appeal for us? So what I do is I try and find out, and I say to somebody, is that okay? And they say, that's okay.
Well, I tell you, I don't know whether it helps. I suppose it's not going to help you for me to say vaguely what it was.
Yeah, well...
It was in connection, apparently, with funds for obviously disabled people.
Yes, yeah.
And the point you stressed was that it was not one of these great big concerns, in the common use of the word concern, because there were no administrative costs. This was a very small 2 or 3 people, organising this, whatever it is.
No money going to Afghanistan, that kind of thing. None of that.
No, none of that. I gathered it was a local thing. What I visualised was that there might be somebody requiring a gadget for their wheelchair that might cost £100, and if they had £100, and it would go directly to the person. There'd be none of that gathering in funds.
I know what I think you've caught me on the hop here, because I have to be honest with you now. There's no point in me lying to you. I don't remember exactly who it was, but I'm sure people might think this is terrible, but I hope it's not.
No.
I just don't remember.
Well, it's my fault. I ought to have lifted the phone, you see, within the week. And
yes, you should.
It takes me a year to do a week's calls.
I don't know what's keeping you back. What else have you got to do?
Well, I tell you what, you might give it a thought if you have an idle minute.
I'll tell you what it's not
and
fair.
And you don't know, it might suddenly come to you.
It won't come to me, I know, because I've got this amnesia. I have to ask people, and anyone out there who knows, maybe the organisers would remind me. Because when you do something like that, you don't have any contact with, the organiser. It's not It's not a personal thing.
You're just the front man.
No, it's the BBC asks you to do it.
Yes.
And I trust them because I know it's okay, and then you just read the stuff out.
Yeah, right.
It's not as if we've got a personal involvement. So I hope people don't
I must say you read it very well, because it sounded so sincere. I felt that you were doing nothing else in the world but looking after that. So that's a very good way to do a job of work.
Well, George Burns once said, once you can fake sincerity, you've got everything licked.
Well, there you are.
Not that I would do a thing like that, but sometimes you have to try and read it out to the best of your ability.
Well, don't worry.
Okay.
If anybody would think about it, the girl has got my number there, and she can always give me a ring.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, bye. Bye. Is there another call here?
You have a fully shave?
Yes.
I don't have a fully shave. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Everyone's very slow to talk to me today.
Oh, Jerry, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I have a complaint.
Oh, good.
It's about your backroom answering boy.
Yes.
Now, I phoned up on Friday with a little request to put out on the air.
It never reached me.
It didn't reach you, I know, because I listened meticulously for the whole time, which I do every day anyway. I'm a regular contributor to this programme.
Excellent.
Sean said, oh, yes, I'll do that for you, but not why he's in the background. You see, he's not good enough to be up front.
This is what I'm up against.
This is what you're up against. You need new staff in there.
I do indeed.
But he sounds so sincere.
I know, but that's I said before, as George Burns said, fake sincerity, you've got it all licked. I have to say to you that I am bearing the brunt of the complaints.
You're carrying the whole thing, which is bloody marvellous.
You see, what happens is that someone like yourself rings up and they ask for a request, and as far as you're concerned, it would be inconceivable that Mr. Coyle wouldn't pass on it to me. And when you don't hear it, you automatically say, well, I asked the answering boy, and he obviously passed it on to Anderson, who doesn't care. So
no, I knew he didn't pass it on to you, because I do know you care very much, but he's trying to slight your efforts, you see.
He's chipping away at my reputation.
That's right.
He feels as if he chips away enough, I'll tumble like a totem pole.
But he's wasting his time, because we all know you better than that.
Yes,
You're like
know
Gibraltar, totally solid.
Exactly. As they say in certain parts of Belfast, the Rock of Gibraltar.
Gibraltar.
and that's why they call it, that's why there's monkeys on it. And they know that behind this exterior of steel lies a heart of scrambled eggs.
That's right. Jelly baby heart.
People know that.
Jelly baby heart. I know that.
They know that he has no heart.
I could believe that.
Any man who doesn't care about animals or children, to me, is not a whole man.
He's not a real total person.
No, he's
very incomplete in a lot. He's lacking in a lot of ways, I think.
Many ways.
But we'll not discuss them all.
Some of which I can't discuss here.
No.
But some of which I've had inklings of.
I bet you have.
Okay, maybe if you and I get together sometime, I could tell you more.
Well, I wouldn't be any good for you, because I don't have all the legs and the bum that you like.
Have you not?
No.
Well, I don't know.
I've got the big shelf now.
Well, I say I like a big shelf.
Oh, do you?
How's your undercarriage?
Fantastic.
Is it?
Yes.
It's not trailing, is it?
Definitely not dropping yet. My son assures me of that every week.
Do you know, in County Mayo...
Yeah?
I used to notice this when I used to play in bands, and I used to always think to myself, maybe when I'm older I'll research this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the dropped arse?
Yes.
Do you know sometimes people have their bum behind their kneecaps?
That's right.
It's very prevalent in County Mayo.
Is it?
It is indeed. And I was often...
Is that because they're all big?
No, it's because I don't know what it is. County Mayo in particular. I wonder if anyone out there could some ethnomusicologist. But I don't know what it is. But you see occasional examples of it here.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I myself spend a lot of time trying to spot one.
Oh, I know you do.
Because I think there's nothing better than a dropped bum.
Oh, you like them like that?
No. It's just I just like looking at it. You know, not for any.
You like the wobbly bit?
No, not for any prurient purpose.
Right.
But just as an anatomical rarity. And
right.
It's nice to see a person's bum behind their kneecaps because it's,
It means they've lived a bit.
It means they've been around.
Probably had 10 children.
Yes, but you see, then again, there are genetic reasons why this should be so. And
It's hereditary. It's in your genes, Joe.
This is why it should be. Well, this is why I suspect there's something odd going on in County Mayo. I noticed now. Let me just consult with my oracle here.
Right.
Have you noticed Eamon Friel's bum?
No.
Right. Well, I don't suppose there's any reason why you should have. But I discovered the other day, he's got a bit of a dropped arse.
Oh, dear.
Right? And he's a fellow broadcaster. And I discovered the other day, purely by chance, that his father was from County Mayo. And I said to myself, you're not so far wrong, Anderson.
You got the right part of the country, so that's a good thing to look out for, actually.
Anyway, I don't know why I've dragged you into this conversation. There are other things which we should look out for. And I always, you see, whenever... I don't know, this is a very odd thing for me to talk about. Maybe I shouldn't be talking about it. Maybe it may upset some people. But see, years ago, do you remember when show bands were playing?
Oh, yes, I do.
Well, you see, it was a very boring thing to do, to play in a show band. And because the people only saw us...
From the knees up.
No, when they came in.
Mm-hmm.
But you see, before the days of relief bands, and before, show bands that you were in were popular, sometimes the bands had to start, very early.
Yeah.
At maybe 10 o'clock, and then people didn't come in to 12.
That's right.
So by the time people came in, we were fed up anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But in those 2 or 3 hours that you have to stand there and play, there would be some people in, but not too many.
That's right.
And there might be
The ones who didn't drink were in early.
the non-drinkers and the pioneers.
That's right.
And you know, the people who used to go to the guilds. You know,
God's go ahead, yes.
yeah, the boys' brigade, you know, those kind
Yes,
of
yes.
girl guides. They were all in early. And the insane as well.
Yeah.
They used to come in early. You know, the fellow used to walk around and ask everybody to dance. And they
That's
wouldn't
right.
dance.
Nobody would operate with him, yeah.
He was always in first. He always wore a cap and Wellingtons. But we were familiar with him. But you see, there was long hours to be punched in, whereby during
you
the
were
course
bored
of which
silly?
a man had nothing to do. So what we used to do, we used to, try and find out who had the biggest nose in the hall,
Oh, my goodness.
or the girl with the biggest shelf,
Yep.
as you put it yourself, or indeed the man, the ugliest man. So we used to stand there on stage, and little did they know it, we were looking for the ugliest man, or the man with the biggest nose, or the girl with the biggest shelf, or indeed the girl with the most prominent drop doors. And this is what we used to do. And we
You
used to have a
were
little
sad.
table, and then we used to compare it all later. And we'd have points and all, and we'd win money. We'd bet there. See, nobody knows about this stuff. You hear it all. You don't hear George Jones telling you that.
Oh, no, it was all good and wonderful.
Oh, good, wonderful. It was all.
Wonderful. Everybody was wonderful.
And I could go, but I won't.
No, we're keeping that for
Anyway, what do we start to talk about
Oh,
anyway?
you haven't asked me what I wanted, and this is really, really the whole point of the conversation. This is very crucial.
Yes.
For the past 9 weeks, my husband and I have been taping the programme on BBC One, Band of Brothers.
Oh, yes.
Big war epic, right?
Did you see the conclusion of it last?
We missed it. We missed the last episode because we were away.
Great.
And we're desperate to get it. Would anybody have a copy? And we would like to borrow it.
It was great.
But we haven't seen any of it. We're waiting to see the whole 10 episodes, and now we haven't got the last one.
Do you know what's wrong with Band of Brothers?
No.
I can't get watching it. Do you know why?
Yeah?
Because my family, I have 2 women in my house,
Lucky you.
and they don't like it.
Oh, really?
And every time it comes on, they start talking about their hair.
Right.
And they annoy me, and they say, turn that down a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And they just they talk amongst each other, and I can't watch it. And I get increasingly angry because I love it. And the last episode was brilliant, what I saw of it.
Yeah.
And it's very moving, actually.
Well, we haven't seen any of it. We're saving it for Boxing Day or thereabouts when the television is useless. But we need the last episode because we didn't get any of it at all. Would anybody out there be able to help us out?
Did you see Pat Kenny's toy show on Friday night?
No, I didn't. I was doing something more important.
I'm going to have to get a copy of that.
Is it good?
I'm going to use it to frighten the children.
Oh, dear.
Hold on a second, pardon?
I say, why don't you go into the other room? You know the other room in your house with the artificial Christmas tree? Why don't you get there and watch telly in there?
You never forgot that, did you?
No, you know, because you have 2 Christmas trees, a real one and an artificial one. So I'm sure there's a television in the artificial room.
There isn't, actually.
Oh?
No,
Have you not
that's-
got a little portable?
No, I don't do that. That's I read in there.
Oh, right.
That's where I read all
Very
the
civilised house by the sound of it.
Did yes. You never forgot that, really, did
No.
you? Okay. You're bitter, gnarled and twisted today, aren't you? I can tell. How did you get on in Craigavon on Friday night with John Daly?
Oh, so he was. What was that like?
The woman's asking you.
After I eventually found Craigavon,
Did you? I told you to go past
All
the
the
second.
roundabouts,
It's the
all the
second roundabout.
roundabouts.
The one with the mattress on it.
That's
what's
right.
it all about? Can anyone tell me where,
No, you see,
where did
Craigavon-
Craigavon come from?
No, what happened is they decided to build a city, and then they built all the roads, and then they went away.
That's right. Left it empty.
All the
Where
roads
is it?
there is no Craigavon. It's just a load of roads and roundabouts.
Made
where
up.
And there's the space where the city should be.
Thank goodness they've got a big shopping centre.
If it wasn't for that, you'd never find it.
I stopped at the shopping centre and a man came and collected me.
I drove around there for hours one night looking for the Craigavon Hospital.
Tell me this and tell me no more. Is there people who were born and reared? Is there a generation in Craigavon? Is there grandas and grannies and people? How old is Craigavon? That's what I want to know.
There's no places Craigavon. There's Lisburn and there's Lurgan and there's.
Have they got
places.
a town hall?
I don't know. Now, be careful what we say here, because we may be treading, and people may be sensitive about this.
You'll get calls about this.
I know
just
we
want
will.
to know where it is.
No, I want to say right now that Mr. Coyle is speaking through pure ignorance, and I don't know either.
He just wants to get in on the act because you have him in the background far too long.
No, that's what it is. Sometimes,
Pushing himself forward is called.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe this is a naive question. Is there such a place as Craigavon?
I don't know.
There is. Well, there is. It's Craigavon area. Postcode is a postcode area, Craigavon.
But is there an actual place?
It's Craigavon, County Armagh.
Yeah. But is there an actual town hall and things?
No.
There's nowhere. So there's nowhere.
No, it's houses and whatever.
It's just a place.
Shopping centres.
I think that's the question I asked.
That's the question you asked.
Yes.
I want to be careful not to bruise people's sensitivities.
Yeah.
Because there are people who may be living in Craigavon and proud of it, and why not? But we just can't find it.
John Daly told me to go to roundabout number 2.
Yeah,
the one with the mattress on it. Have they moved the mattress?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you know the one with the mattress on it?
I do, yeah.
It was there about 2 or 3 years ago.
Right.
They probably moved it now. Maybe it's all just decomposed into just springs.
No, it's lifted on a regular basis and another one appears. I think that's the way it works.
They put it back again.
They put it back.
All right, then. So, okay, no, so let's...
Band of Brothers, please.
Oh, yeah.
Desperate for the last episode.
Anyone out there has got the last episode of Band... It's great because it tells you what everybody does.
Well, this is it. We don't know any of the stories. Don't you spoil it for us. We haven't watched any of it yet.
It tells you what everybody did after the war. And then the men came on after. It's really... I found it very emotional.
Well, that's good. I'm looking forward to it then, but I can't watch it till I get the last episode because then there's no point.
Anyone out there who's got a video of the last episode of Band of Brothers showed on BBC... And it was on BBC One. When did they switch it?
Or BBC.
Back. When did they switch it back from BBC Two? Remember the whole row about that?
Oh, listen, you see, it was on a Saturday night and then it was repeated on Tuesday.
Oh, was that it?
That's what it was.
There was a whole row about they accused the BBC of dumbing down because they would put it on BBC Two. And then it ended up in BBC One because they realised how good it was.
That's right. Apparently it was excellent. So we're looking forward to it. It's our holiday viewing, really, if we can find the last episode somewhere.
Billy in Belfast wants to know where would he get...
You just interrupted.
Shaver serviced.
Pardon?
Billy in Belfast, he's got a Phyllis Shave shaver. He wants to know where would he get it serviced.
Where would you get your shaver serviced?
You speaking to me?
Mm-hmm.
Pass.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe someone out there would know. So if anyone has got the video, the last episode of Band of Brothers, let us know and we'll put you in contact with that lady. Okay, look.
We'll be most careful. Could I go back to Sean privately, please?
Certainly, yes, but I don't know why.
Oh, well, I have a question for him.
Go ahead. Go back to him privately.
Thank you very much.
Well, will you talk to him mature on one?
I certainly will. Hello, good morning, Mr. Mature Student.
Well, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
I am disgusted. Absolutely disgusted.
Good.
I was listening to the radio this morning, Radio Ulster, and Wendy was on, and she was interviewing this here woman about the Booker Prize.
Has Wendy bought that Cartier watch yet?
How tongue do you hear? She was interviewing the woman about the Booker Prize.
Yes.
Some guy has won £20,000 on the Booker Prize art thing.
I know the Booker Prize. Yeah.
For switching lights off and on.
Hold on a minute. Which book won the Booker Prize?
The guy with the lights who turned the lights off and on in the room. But he's also the same fella. Now, he got £20,000 for that. But hold tongue before you go any. He also got part of his £20,000 was because of another piece that he put in, which was a piece of newspaper scrunched up on a ball. I used to get that for Christmas.
Hold on a minute. Are you not talking about the Turner Prize?
The Turner Prize, not the Booker Prize.
Well, why did you say the Turner Prize instead of the Booker Prize?
Something else after a while, but
you caught me on the hop there.
I did, but
I'd call yourself a student.
I know, but hold on. I'm sitting here, and there was your man. Wendy was sitting talking, and that guy was on the TV last night, and he was saying, and they asked him, what's these here lights about? What is it trying to signify? You know what he said?
What?
He says he didn't know what it was up to everybody else just to work it out for themselves.
I'm thinking of entering next year. I've got a marvellous collection of pages of the Belfast Telegraph.
I used to get them for Christmas.
That's right.
Christmas morning, somebody rolled up a ball of paper to throw it down to me.
So did I. So I used to look forward to getting rolled up pages of the Belfast Telegraph Christmas morning because you never knew what shape they were.
£20,000 he got for that.
Now, sometimes they were really...
£20,000 he got for that.
But you see...
£20,000.
I know, but you're gnarled.
And you're one of the guys who likes to think that he's all kind of arty-farty type people, aren't you?
Uh-huh.
Yeah? Now, what do you think about that?
I have no time for art, to be honest with you. I have had trouble in this...
And you're always mentioning people's names and all.
No, I have had trouble in this programme before. People castigated me for not knowing the names of many of the local artists.
Oh?
I'm not interested all that much, but I know what I like. I like the Dutch masters.
Oh, right.
And the Flemish impressionists.
I couldn't tell you anything about them.
I know, I can tell. All right, then. Well, thank you for that. So you're registering your objection, basically.
By the way, do you know that you were mentioned on Thought for the Day this morning? Looking after people's spiritual well-being?
On Radio Ulster? Yeah.
The guy who was talking said, and Gerry Anderson said, it's too hot to think of Santa Claus at Christmas. And this is part of his spiritual thought for the day.
I always thought that God had a use for me.
Aye. And last week, I was sitting, I was coming back in the car, and Hugo was on. Normally I turn it off, of course, but he was on, and let him stay on. The next thing was he said, the most insincere Uncle Hugo loves you ever. It was totally insincere the way he said it, you know.
Well, he's been heading for a really insincere one for some time. You mean he's finally reached where he's heading?
He was just, and your Uncle Hugo loves you. And he just carried on talking in the same kind of monotone voice.
Yeah,
and your Uncle Hugo loves you.
He's got to the stage
now.
So
insincere.
He's got to the stage now and he realises that he doesn't really love everybody at all.
All right. Okay, now listen. Who won something on the Rickety Wheel last year still hasn't got his prize, and he still doesn't know what he won. Even though his name was in the Belfast Telegraph, he still doesn't know
what
what
did he win anyway?
He doesn't know what it should. I've asked you 4 times.
All he doesn't know doesn't hurt him.
But his name was in the paper. He got
everybody's name's in the paper.
Number
It means
91
nothing.
he got or something.
Okay, tell him to contact me. Tell him to contact me privately. We'll thrash it out. Okay.
Okay. See you later.
Thank you very much for that information on the Booker Prize, which turned out to be the Turner Prize.
The Turner Prize.
Okay,
slightly mixed up.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Indeed. Thank you. God bless you, my son. God bless you. I can't thank you enough for the Christmas cards. Thank you very much. I'm not used to getting so many so early. I don't know what it is. Maybe I've done something right. But then again, I suppose that's probably not true. Josh Bruce has sent us something very interesting. Every once in a while, I break into song in this programme, and Josh Bruce has a habit of putting it to music. So this is myself and Mr. Coyle singing. Also, Mr. Josh Bruce has introduced himself as a stand-up comedian called Crank Larson. We'll hear that after the news. In the meantime, please sit back and enjoy Mr. Coyle and myself singing. Born down around the old panhandle, that's how the guy, he got his name. There in the thing that he can't handle, that's how he got his name. Bronco, tearing across the Texas plain. Bronco Lane. Bronco, tearing across the Texas plain. Bronco Lane. On down around the old panhandle, that's how the guy, he got his name. There in the thing that he can't handle, that's how he got his name. Bronco, tearing across the Texas plain. Bronco Lane. Bronco, tearing across the Texas plain. Bronco Lane. On down around the old panhandle, that's how the guy, he got his name. There in the thing that he can't. Welcome back. I'd like to say congratulations and a hello to that abnormal load that is heading towards Ballylumford. Here's the lady who knows who I am.
BBC Radio Foyle
and BBC Radio Ulster
with Gerry Anderson.
Welcome back, Gerry Anderson here. Don't forget, there's some emails. I must check those. Email address is gerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk. If you want to phone, it's 08459 555 678. As you well know, people on this programme, and particularly the staff behind the glass, who know little about what's going on, have always been interested in new talent. I, of course, don't care. But Josh Bruce, a regular contributor to this programme, has come across a very hot new comedian, and he sent us a tape of him. This is, you may have heard him before. The name sounds familiar, and it sounded familiar to me until I realised that it wasn't really the person I thought it was. It's a new comedian, Mr. Crank Larson.
Keeping you waiting, but I was at the toilet.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, we jumped the gun there. This is Crank Larson, hot new comedian.
Two gorillas escaped from the Belfast Zoo, and they were walking down the Antrim Road, and everybody was running away. One gorilla turned round to the other one and he said, "Why is everybody running?" And the other one looked at him and he said, "It must be a bone scare."
We're the audience, do you know that?
Yes.
We're the audience.
Right.
We're the ones who are laughing.
Man walked into his shop in Belfast in 1950, and there was no one serving in the shop, so he stood for a while. Then a man came out of the back and he says, "I'm sorry for keeping you waiting, but I was at the toilet. What would you like?" The customer looked at him and he said, "Aren't you going to wash your hands?" So the proprietor washed his hands, and then he turned round to the customer and he says, "What would you like?" He says, 6 cold brick. A big game hunter heard a terrible scream from his friend ahead of him in the jungle. "What's the matter?" he shouted. "A lion has bitten off my foot." "Which one?" "How should I know? All these lions look alike to me."
Good, isn't it?
Two boys were looking in a shoe shop window, and seeing a pair of crocodile shoes, priced £250, decided to go to Africa to make their fortune. After catching 30 crocodiles, one said to the other, "One isn't wearing shoes, I'm going home." Wee Jap, big smile, falling river, crocodile, one snap, no drop. Boy with pliers, electric wires, blue flashes, boy ashes.
He should be on the Gerry Anderson show.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's the Red Army Choir with the Leningrad Cowboys. That's on sale, you know. That's what it's called, the Red Army Choir with the Leningrad Cowboys. That's a song called Gimme All Your Lovin'. That's the name of the album. Not Gimme All Your Lovin', but the Red Army Choir and the Leningrad Cowboys. A lot of people are looking for that. There's 18 tracks on it. There's one which is brilliant. It's called Stairway to Heaven, but it's 10 minutes long. I think even listeners to this programme would find that a wee bit too much, but it's absolutely brilliant. Ballad of Leningrad Cowboys, Dancing in the Street. Dancing in the Street! Give me all your loving, happy together. It's only rock and roll, but I like it. Stairway to Heaven. Yellow Submarine. I played Yellow Submarine before, but a lot of people rang up and complained bitterly because they said I brought back memories and indeed indecent references to the Kurds. I didn't mean that, but it's just, you know, if that was the case, you'd never play anything. Pardon?
There's a call.
Give me all your loving. Give me all your baby.
Children's book.
What's this Witchen having? What?
A children's book.
Children's book. What you say?
It's a book, Geraldine. Book.
What you say? Children's book. What?
A Christmas carol or a song.
Buy me a Stairway to Heaven.
The letters.
There's a lady I know, and she buys me a Stairway to Heaven. Pardon?
Okay.
Sorry.
The letters.
Pardon?
Children's book or
What?
Christmas carol.
When did you try it? Oh, sorry, you're talking to someone on the phone. Sorry,
No, I'm talking to you.
Well, why did you use a sentence?
Because you won't stop singing Stairway to Heaven.
Give me all your loving. Give me your loving.
You know who you look like when you do that?
Who?
I'm going to tell you. Clive Dunn.
Stop it.
You do.
You watch yourself.
I'm telling you.
Right.
You do.
It's not Christmas yet, you know.
HWC.
Will you please address me in a sentence and tell me what you're talking about instead of saying 2 words at a time?
I am trying to get you to find out the title of this Christmas carol or indeed Christmas children's or Christmas song.
Okay, was that so hard to do, that whole sentence?
No,
So what's
because I wasn't interrupted.
Okay.
The initials.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is there a pinking going on here? Every once in a while things go out in my ear. Is this happening to you?
No.
Right. What do you say now? What's the initials?
H.
H. Remember, there are 2 sides.
That's why I let you.
H and H. Remember, Catholics and Protestants pronounce them differently. We have to always do the 2. If you say...
A man phoned up to say that he lives in the Falls Road, and they always said in the Falls Road, born and reared.
Yeah, and the Shankle they say born and reared.
No, born and bred. Is this true? Is there a...
What do you mean?
Ah, shut up. You know what I mean.
No, I don't know what you mean. Born and reared?
Or born and bred.
Yes.
Is there...
It's a what?
If you know...
It's a
Is there a saying up the Shankle and a saying up the Falls?
I don't know. You mean to say that on the Shankle they would say
Yes.
born and bred,
Bred.
and maybe in the Falls they would say born and reared?
Right.
Well, kind of a cultural difference.
Yeah.
It's the same as saying H for Harry and H for Harry.
Well,
2 different things entirely. There could well be. I don't know. I don't be in the Shankle and the Falls much.
we should get another...
We should get out more.
No, do you see, rather than say itch or hitch,
Yeah.
we should call it something. We should get another name for it.
For the letter H?
Aye. Could you call it? And then it would solve all the problems.
Harry? I don't know.
Well, itch.
I don't
Yeah,
Look, it's pinking again. The thing's pinking again.
You see, and you can't call it a rugby post because or a Gaelic post.
Yes, that's good, yes.
Right, anyway, H.
Yes.
Hitch. W.
Are you finished now?
CAC.
CAC? Philip Cummings sent me an email. He said, I just got back from my stag weekend in Ballyliffin. Oh, my God. And I've lost my voice, so please tell my ma, Betty Cummings from Belfast, that I'm okay as I can't ring her. I've been in Ballyliffin too. I'm not surprised you can't talk. Also, my watch stopped at 5 to 4 on Sunday morning. Is this a sign that my life has ended? Or that was the last time I enjoyed myself ever? Well, you see, it's your own stag weekend. You're getting married when your clock stops at 5 to 4 on a Sunday morning in a place in County Donegal and Ballyliffin where there's lots of drink. It means that indeed your life is over. Any chance of playing The Tinkerman's Daughter by Niamh Carsons? That's by Philip Cummings. I might be able to play that before the night is through, or indeed before the morning's through. Hello, good morning. Hello? Hello, faraway caller.
Hello?
When was the first time you realised you had a problem with alcohol? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, what can we do for you?
I'm looking for a song, Jerry, that I heard on the John Anderson show yesterday. It was played about 10 to 1, and the only words that I got was, whatever you believe.
Whatever you believe?
Yes.
That's not enough for me. Hold on a second. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Sorry, this whole plant is pinking today. It's just dirty. Are we using dirty petrol or what?
But someone else. Gary's phone, did they say you are pinking?
It's red diesel. We're using red diesel.
Meta.
We're using red diesel. There's little cutouts here. And I don't know if I've missed a word you said or not. So if I've missed something you said and I ask you to repeat it, don't think I've been cheeky. Because we're using red diesel today.
Right.
So tell me, John has. I quite usually make a point of listening. He knows his music.
Well, it was played about 10 to 1.
He's not like the rest of them.
And it sounded maybe like Finbar Wright.
Finbar Wright?
May have been, or one of those singers. But it was a beautiful song, and I would just love to get it. Whatever you believe, that was all it caught.
Whatever you believe.
Yeah.
I see the Finbar Wright is appearing with the Three Tenors.
Yeah.
In the Odyssey on Saturday the 29th of December. I'm going to go to that.
Right.
I love that. I've been invited to go, so I'm definitely going to go. And you know our three tenors, Mr. Kelly and Mr. Fullerton. You know us, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, we've all been invited. I don't know if the other two will go, but I'm going. The other two won't go, probably. They might have to buy a drink. But I'm going to go anyway. I don't care if they don't go or not. But I think it's a marvellous opportunity for us to get united again.
Yeah.
In front of the three tenors. They probably faces in front of the real tenors. That's the man with, what do you call, Ronan Keating? No, he's the man with no legs. Ronan, what's it, Tynan? And Finbar Wright and another fellow whom I don't know.
Well, it may have been him, but I'm not quite sure.
Here we go. What's it called?
It's called Whatever You Believe.
See, that's what she said.
Who did?
The woman.
That's what I caught off it.
That's the title of it, then?
That's the title of it. Whatever You Believe by Finbar Wright, is it?
We don't know. Just one of the Irish tenors we're told, but we're getting information here. Apparently you're pinking in Mora.
Am I?
Yeah.
I suspected that.
Yeah.
You didn't pick that up, but I knew I was pinking in Mora.
Yeah.
I hate pinking in Mora. I don't mind pinking in Points Pass.
Well, yeah.
Or pinking in Portadown.
Why are you pinking?
I don't know why I'm pinking. It's not...
They're missing a couple of words every so often.
I know, but it's not me. I couldn't do that. Who do you think I am?
Yeah.
What do you call your man? Norman Collier?
I said Norman Collier.
Yeah, you used
to... Big O was asking for you.
Big O?
Yeah.
Who's that? I know who Big O is, of course, from Newry.
Mm-hmm.
Well, where was he? Where did you see him? Well, from Warren Point, that area.
Yeah.
You know what do you think I am?
Yeah.
Where did you see him?
I was working with them last night.
Last night?
Yeah.
You had 2 gigs at the weekend? You had 2 gigs?
Yeah.
Where were you last night?
Letterkenny.
You dirty swine. Were you in the Holiday Inn?
Yeah.
You're getting a lot of money.
It was charity.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so how much did you get? Only 800 quid?
Charity.
Sean, listen, it's me you're talking to. There's no such thing as charity, okay?
What about HWCAC?
If it wasn't for charity, half the broadcasters in this country would be penniless.
What about that?
Pardon?
HWCAC.
I don't know what that is.
Christmas Carol.
I don't know. You're that's your department. High upon a hill someday, the snow was falling down. And Julian Simmons came to play, and that was fun all around. Or whatever that was called. I don't know. That's what that's called. What's that called again, that song? Wouldn't you believe? Would you believe? No,
Whatever You Believe.
Whatever You Believe. So it seems to be Finbar Wright.
No,
All right,
nobody
love.
said Finbar right.
Well, he's the only one of the tenors that I know, apart from Ronan, the big fellow with no legs. And the other fellow whom I don't know at all. I don't know. It's probably Finbar right, you know. Maybe someone else. Are you still there, love? Hello? She could fan up.
Well, would you
She's
talk?
away. She's away.
There's a person on two.
You can't blame her. She's away.
There's a person on two.
Hello? Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I hope you don't go away as quickly as the last one.
Oh, I'll not. I'll endure. I'll stay here for a while, Jerry.
Women tend to leave me suddenly.
Well,
I don't know why.
Well, it mightn't be a problem. Maybe it's an asset that they do that for you.
Maybe so.
Uh-huh.
I think it's better for them to go away before I get fed up with them anyway.
Well, that doesn't take very long, I'm sure, you know.
It all depends how long. Anyway, never mind that. What can we do for you today?
Hello, Gerry Show.
Well, Jerry, I was just wondering, I was listening to the radio there coming downtown, and I actually live in Craigavon, and I'm actually a councillor for that area.
Well, I want you to keep me straight.
I will.
Is there such
After
a place
what
as
I
Craigavon?
listened to there on the radio.
Well, you see, I knew that would
you
get
do
somebody's
need guidance.
I knew it would get somebody's hackles up, and that's why I asked for someone like yourself to come on and tell me where it is.
Craigavon is between Lurgan and Portadown. It was a proposed new city, and the council are now trying to get city status so that we can now progress.
But what's between Lurgan and Portadown?
Look, there's housing. There were to be numerous churches. The whole plans were just left up in the air, and the government walked away, and unfortunately then the council was left to try and do the best that it could for that whole area.
So what you have is a city or a town that doesn't have the things that towns and cities have, like chip shops and dance halls. And
we have plenty of chip shops. There's no doubt about that. We have plenty of carry-outs. And, well, I don't mean carry-outs when you're talking about alcohol, but those as well, but I'm talking about the hot food kind.
Right, let's talk about the most vital components of a town. Do you have a bingo hall? Church hall?
Oh, there's plenty of church halls, and bingo is played. There's no doubt about that.
Do you have a bowling alley?
Sorry?
Do you have a bowling alley?
No.
Chinese carry-out?
Oh, Chinese. Plenty of those. Yes.
Okay.
And very good ones too.
Can you get a good pizza?
You can. Mm.
Well, you seem to have everything.
See, this is it. And then you tell me on the radio you don't know very much about Craigavon, and yet we're only 26 miles from Belfast.
Now, you see, any time I've ever gone up there, you see, people have always said, it's in Craigavon. You see, there's a hospital up there. I remember going up to do there one time. And then I went up to some army barracks. They were going to, I think they were going to interrogate me or something.
Oh, dear.
I went up there one time, and they said, it's in Craigavon. And I said, where? And they said, you go to Lisburn and left. And I said, well, why don't you just say you go to Lisburn and turn left? Because there is no Craigavon.
Oh, there's a Craigavon, and it's beginning to flourish, and investments coming, and new housing. And the nice thing about it is, you know, that if you sort of, most people are inclined to come off the motorway at Moira, but if you travel down those extra few miles to Lurgan, it's far easier. You don't have all the tailbacks of traffic, and you come off either at the Lurgan or the central slipway, and you're out in the middle of Craigavon. Lovely housing, great place to live, and I think you should come down, Jerry, and we'll give you a tour around to let you see all our roundabouts and everything that's happening there.
Well, is somebody taking the mattress from the second one?
Oh, that mattress keeps turning up. I think just people don't know that we have a great facility where you can take these to the site and get rid of them, or you can actually get the council to come out and take it away for you, so you don't need to throw it out.
Well, I have to tell you that you're not the only area that has a mattress in their roundabouts. I was thinking of publishing a book.
Were you?
Mattresses of Ulster.
All the places you have visited and the mattresses you have seen?
All the photographs of all the mattresses that have been thrown out of cars. Because you know what people do, and you know, I'm not saying you do this, but I'm sure some people listening have done this. The wife's saying, what's your old mattress? What are you going to do with that? Get rid of that old mattress. So the husband sometimes, maybe there's a few jars on him some night, about 11 o'clock, he says, I'll get rid of that mattress now. And he throws it he bundles it all, throws it in the back of the car, and off he goes. And sometimes he throws it in the middle of a roundabout. And I don't know why they do that, because somebody's bound to see them.
Well, somebody probably does see them and close their eyes, pretend they're not there. But
well, I'm glad that you've taken the trouble to come and tell us about Craigavon. I wish you all the best.
Well, Jerry, I hope now you come down and have a look and bring Sean with you.
Where would we go now?
We'll take you around, and the next time he comes, he'll not get lost.
Where would you take us now? If we ever come down there, how could we contact?
Well, you see, we have a lovely big civic centre.
Oh, well, I'll go
right
there.
Right on the lakes. Great fishing. And we have... do you play golf, Jerry?
You should know better than to ask me that. This isn't the one. You're not talking about the new island one in Lisburn.
No, I'm not talking about that one. They got their idea from Craigavon.
Have you been to the one in Lisburn? It's all right, isn't it?
No, I actually have had an invitation to go and have around it, so I'm hoping to do
you
that.
Should look at it. It's marvellous. And where's yours now?
Ours is down. We have man-made lakes in the central area of Craigavon, and the Civic Centre is built just on the edge of them. Absolutely beautiful.
Hold on a second. Were you not in the city?
501.
He was there. Was he not there last Friday night with John Daly? Him in there?
Was he? Is that where he was trying to get to?
Hold on a minute. Let me just check. Were you not in Craigavon Civic Centre last Friday night?
Not at all.
We wouldn't let him in, Jerry.
Where were you?
St. Anthony's Hall.
Oh, some Catholic place?
I do believe it was. Yes.
It's not a very big hall.
No.
Definitely
you wouldn't get much money there.
Civic Centre.
You wouldn't get much money there, would you?
No, you're right.
All right then. Well, thank you. We'd love to go to the Craigavon Civic Centre. Maybe the next time somebody's having to do there, they'd employ me and Mr. Coyle as a double act and pay us loads of money.
I think you'd be worth your weight in gold.
And then we'll call down to see you. Thank you very much for calling us, and the best of luck to Craigavon.
Thanks very much, Jared.
Okay, love.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. Pardon?
There's pinking reports. Philomena Quinn phoned on to say you're pinking badly in Maharafelt. You're also pinking in Port Stewart. The Ballybean Estate in Dundalk are having
pinking badly.
Very bad pinking problems.
Is the pinking is pinking different in different areas?
Well, I don't know now. Cushendall, there's severe pinking.
Severe pinking, yes. What about
Eglinton? You're pinking in Eglinton.
What about the Cooley Peninsula?
I don't know. And the song was recorded by Finbar Wright, and it's on a CD called The Collection.
Ah, excellent. Finbar Wright, The Collection. Whatever you believe that the lady is still. She went away very quick.
And Tom wants you in one.
Does he? No, he doesn't.
No, he went away. No. I'll tell you what it was.
Yeah?
I'll tell you why Tom went away.
Why did he go away?
Because Tom phoned up, right?
Yes.
And he was saying, he went on the air to talk to Gerry Anderson.
Oh, one of those, is he?
I'm from, where were you talking about? Mayo.
Ah, Mayo.
I'm from Mayo. And they went on to talk to him, you see.
Has he dropped ours?
No, you know the way you sense this is not...
Oh, he's an imposter.
This is not Tom from Mayo.
An imposter.
So I rang Tom back. But when Tom answered his mobile phone, he says, "Hello, Robert here." And I says, "Oh, Robert, could I speak to Tom?" And he says, "Oh, hold on, he's just out of the car." No, he said, "Oh, hold on, he's out of the car. I'll get him." And then, you know, you listen.
You can't fool us.
Yeah, you listen, and there's nothing. And then you don't hear a car door opening or a car door closing. Suddenly it's just... "Hello there, it's Tom here." I said, "Right, Robert, hold on, please."
Oh, I wouldn't have him about the place.
What do you mean? What do you mean, Rob? What are you calling me, Robert? My name's Tom.
I'm not Robert at all, no.
You see,
I'm Tom.
I said, "All right, whoever you want, and you talk to him."
Who do they think we are?
And he went away.
Do they think we're stupid?
He went away.
Of course he went away. He gets scared. He was put off by our intelligence.
There you are.
Anyway, tell him not to ring again.
Okay.
Here's an email from... hold on a minute. Who's that? Let me just scroll my screen here. It's from Martine. She says, "I hope you're keeping well. Seasoned transatlantic traveller that I am, I was on a New York flight out of Ireland last week. En route, I heard two brilliant songs for the very first time, as the song goes. At least one of these, well, I'm confident, appeal to your rather quirky musical tastes. Please bear in mind that I've been keeping very bad company of late, musically speaking, of course, and somehow these songs have passed me by. The first song was Say You Love Me, from the Diamond Mountain Sessions, Sharon Shannon. Oh, I know that. I appreciate a demigod like you is above romantic machinations, but trust me, Jerry, us mere mortals have all felt like this at one time or another. The second song was Home Away From Home by Sean Keane. I'd be very impressed if you managed to track this down, as I've been having trouble doing so. I do believe I have that. Please don't be obliged to play any of these for me, because I posted a CD to you a few years ago, Baz Luhrmann, Something for Everybody. My reasons were purely altruistic, as I'm sure my fellow listeners will also enjoy the songs. Martine, right. I remember that. You were the first person who sent me Baz Luhrmann's Something for Everybody, the album, on which was Sunscreen, which became a #1 hit sometime after that. I was the first man to play that on Radio Ulster, but of course got no credit for it. But I'm used to that. It doesn't matter. Some other... there's a man, Darren Piper. I have taped all the episodes of Band of Brothers except the documentary, but would not be able to supply this lady with a copy. Why has BBC Northern Ireland deliberately set out to ruin the best TV miniseries in years? It's not just BBC Northern Ireland, it's BBC all over. The local rugby overruns on Friday night on BBC Two, and the last episode, the documentary on Easy Company, has not been repeated. A repeat of the Belfast Blitz show from the waterfront is on instead. Could you, through your good offices, find out why BBC Northern Ireland has deliberately set out to ruin this series? That's because they didn't like it in England. That's why. Now, here's another one. Barry, John, listen to your programme on the net whilst at work in Dublin, informing those of my fellow Dubliners about the merits of your show. Yes, we want to make inroads into the Dublin audience. After all, if people can watch Kelly, they can listen to us. For God's sake. Let's do a toy show and hit the children. Could you please play a Dean Martin tune for my aunts Rosemary and Bride living in Coleraine from their nephew John Barry? Well, John Barry, see, I pinked again. I pinked there. Did you hear that? Did you hear that pinking?
Oliver Fitzsimons. You got a couple of CDs.
I'm pinking. So that's John Barry for his aunts Rosemary and Bridie living in Coleraine. We don't have anything by Dean Martin at the moment, but I'll play you something else now in a moment. What?
Okay, then Oliver. Right. Okay, I'll thank Jerry. So, all right. Yes, it is.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. You're pinking in Newcastle.
Am I really? I thought maybe that you would have escaped. But obviously the pinking
no, you're
is...
pinking all over the moorings.
It's like...
Listen, Jerry, could you do me a favour?
Yes.
I want a video, a copy of Country Times last Thursday night.
I didn't see Country Times. Who was on it?
Bernard Davey.
Oh, the weatherman, the ex-weatherman. Yeah. And they're down in Ross Trevor.
I missed it, and my sister said she saw it, but she'd love to see it again, but I missed it.
Well,
would anybody have videoed it? I'd love a copy of it.
Would you think you'd get that from the BBC?
I don't know.
No, you would not, no. No.
Would you know a number?
I could tell you a number, but you'll get a whole runaround. It'll cost you, they'll ask you for 100 quid or something.
Oh, right.
So don't bother about that. What you do is throw yourself upon the generosity of the general public.
Right.
Last Thursday it was.
Yes.
Anyone who's got a video of Country Times with Bernard Davey.
That's right. He's my cousin.
Is he? He's a very nice man.
I was talking to him. No, I wouldn't even... I hope he's not listening.
No.
Because I was in his house on Wednesday and he said, don't you forget to watch.
And you forgot. Mm-hmm. I'd be angry with you.
No, I'm sure he will.
He'd be beating you about the kidneys with rubber truncheons.
No, he wouldn't.
He's a very nice man, isn't he?
He's a very gentle kind of a soul.
I had occasion to interview him some years back. How's his health? Is he okay?
Not bad. He's great, actually.
That's all right.
You know, he's better now than he was. But,
he had to retire from the weather chart.
That's right.
Because of illness, really, hadn't he?
Uh-huh.
But he's okay.
He's a great spirit, you know.
He's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, anyone out there who's got a copy of that, or indeed Band of Brothers last Saturday night, so it's 2 videos we have to get to people. We should see if we had a market stall.
Charlie's on.
We would make a fortune.
I'll mind it for you, Jerry.
Bootleg videos of BBC programmes.
That's it.
A tenner each. There's a fella. Do you know what happens here in Derry, Stoke Londonderry? I don't know if you know this or not, but there's a lot of... I shouldn't be saying this really, but it's a fact of life, and there's no point in me not saying it. There's a lot of men selling cigarettes in the street.
Yeah.
Are they doing that down in Newcastle?
Oh, not in the street.
Do you ever wonder?
They do it in markets and things.
No, there's men who walk around the street with big coats on, and they've fags up their jumper, but they don't stop everybody. They look at you and size you up, and they always come over to me and they always say, "Cigarettes."
Well, nobody has ever approached me, so I must be.
They don't go near it, but they must think that I'm a, you know. But they always. There's lots of people they don't go near. They select people and they go over to them. They select people who look as if they would take part in a criminal act, and they always come over to me and they say, "Cigarettes," and I say, "No, thanks. You're evading the tax."
Well, I must be a forbidding kind of a soul because nobody's ever approached me.
Well, you see, this is a good thing if you're a woman. But I always say that, and I said, "Get back, Satan! You're evading the lawful tax, depriving the customs and excise of the money that they are due to provide services for the rest of us."
You've never done that, Jerry.
Oh, I do that, and then they soon scarper, I'll tell you. But what they should do, they should go up and they should say, "Fags," shouldn't they?
I take it you've never evaded the tax, man.
Never.
Never.
I feel it is my duty to tell the listeners that they should pay every penny that they're due to pay immediately, so that the people of the province don't suffer, because the taxman provides the goods and services that we all depend upon.
I went to the taxman last year. I thought I was paying too much tax, and he sorted it all out for me, and he said, "You owe us £1."
You should have sat in the house. Not only would you have saved £1, you would have saved your bus fare.
That's right.
Never, ever argue with the taxman.
No.
If he asks you for too much, tell him you haven't got it.
Well, I'm flipping well retired and I'm still paying a tax.
Well, how are you managing that?
I don't know.
There's something wrong with the system somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You need an accountant.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do your books for you. I'm a great cook.
Seeing that Sean fella get together, it would ruin anybody's book.
I'm worried about him. He's not been fired quick enough out of the BBC.
Oh, don't you leave him alone.
I want him out before Christmas.
I just love him when he starts laughing. I just can't stop laughing either. I just giggle when he starts laughing.
Go and laugh.
No, I can't laugh now. You can't laugh just at the time.
Oh, I love request. Don't you stop him now, because that gives me a quick...
Do you know that Jerry Kelly confessed to me that he has a laugh for the TV?
He has a what?
It's special TV. I know what it is. I know what it is.
What? He's got a Santa Claus laugh.
Oh. No, he's got a TV laugh.
He says everyone...
Sean has a real infectious laugh.
I think infected, is the word you're looking for.
Thank you.
Go on, laugh for him.
No.
Go on.
I'll laugh later on.
Laugh for the woman.
No.
When was the first time you realised you had a sexy laugh?
I love him too.
When was the first time you realised that women liked your laugh? Does it come to you all of a sudden, or is it just a thing that... Go on, go on, laugh.
No.
You can't make you laugh. You used to be great fun. I don't know what happened.
I have a sore throat.
I know it's since that operation you've lost your sense of humour. Anyway, okay, we'll try and get that for you, whatever it is. What did you want? I can't remember.
It was Country Times.
Oh, that's right. Country Times last Thursday. Anyone's got a video of that? Let us know. Now we'll give you. So what am I saying? Well, if anyone's got a copy of Country Times, ring here, and then we'll pass their number on to you. That's it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Thanks, Jerry.
What?
You know the man.
Bernard Davey.
No, you know the man who makes Country Times. Why don't you do it? Why don't you use a bit of clout here in the BBC?
You mean ask him for a copy of a programme for a listener?
Why not?
He'll laugh at you.
He will not.
He'll give me and you a copy. He won't give one to a listener.
Would you ask Clifford for a copy, and he'll say it's for, let on it's for you.
I mean, he'll know now. Somebody will tell him now. Somebody heard on the radio. Sure, normally they charge that woman £100 or something.
Clifford will have his own copy.
What?
He might have a copy in the house.
Well, why don't you ask him?
You ask him. He's your friend.
I know, but you ask him. Go on. I couldn't be bothered asking people. But someone out there will do the good lady a favour, I'm sure. Won't you? Someone out there. Sorry, I was talking to someone out there. All right, then. Okay, we'll get on. We hope to hear... I can't speak today. What is this?
Too much alcohol.
No, it's lack of it, actually, I think. Any night I drink, I'm fine in the morning. It's when I don't drink, I can't speak at all. My whole system's wrecked.
Well, then you may just say pickled.
Pickled? Okay, well, let me just gather my thoughts. Okay, we shall try and get you that. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right, Jerry. Thank you very much.
Bye.
There's another call.
Bye. I can't speak at all.
There's another wee call for you there.
Eileen's inviting me and Michael down to 10 Square, the China White Private Members Club. I can't go to that on Tuesday. Incidentally, if Michael's listening, Wednesday morning, yes, Wednesday morning is your day. You won't be able to be with us on Wednesday morning.
No.
I'll be doing my programme from Belfast on Wednesday morning. Michael's coming in at 11 o'clock with some of his records to talk about the seminal moments of his life, and indeed some of the highlights of his life and some of the music that's been so important to him in the course of a very long and fruitful career as a lorry driver.
I shall listen to that.
I hope you will.
Yes. You're picking in Skye.
He and I will go and have lunch.
Yeah.
And he'll pay.
Right. Skye and north of Belfast are now, you're now pinking.
It seems to me that we're pinking all over.
Mm.
Okay.
There's a call.
All right, then. Where is it?
What to?
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good. You sound like a civilised woman.
Oh, yes.
So I'll speak to you in a civilised manner.
I'm looking to see if any of the listeners could help me with a wallpaper border.
We specialise in wallpaper borders now.
Well, I purchased it in Warden Brothers Newton Ards, and I am short about 6 foot of it.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, they've told me that they don't make it anymore.
My God, you were so nearly there.
Fashion Point is the make of the border.
Fashion Point?
And it's called Cleveland, Ohio. It's like an old bookcase with old books sitting on it and inkwells and things.
Right.
So if anyone did have a small piece of it, I would greatly appreciate it.
Preferably 6.
That would be a great help.
Okay, so it's pinking again. Did you hear that pinking there?
You are, yes.
I'm pinking all over the world. It's funny. I hope it's not pinking on Sky. We can't have people in Australia here. People are listening to this program in Australia. Do you know that?
That's true.
Through the internet, not through Sky. People are listening in Europe through Sky. Well, so they tell me. Anyway, I'm sorry for pinking. I can't help it. I don't know what it is. It must be some kind of surge in the electricity supply. So, Cleveland, Ohio. What was the first thing you said? Something Point?
Fashion Point.
Fashion Point.
Yes.
And it's basically old books and inkwells and stuff like that. Yes. Anyone's got a bit of that. Where did you say you bought it?
In Warden Brothers, Newton Ards.
And they've told you they've none left.
Yes, they've told me that they don't make it anymore.
They should be ashamed of themselves.
They should.
How did they know you'd be 6 foot short?
Exactly.
They should have made allowances for it. Okay, then anyone out there can help you. We'll ask to give us a ring at 08459 555 678. We hope you have some news for you. If you don't hear from us, I'm afraid there'll be no news.
That's great.
So no news is bad news.
That's true.
Okay.
Thank you now.
Thank you, love.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. What's lashing of me today? I'm doing so much talking.
There's another call for you too.
Doing so much good for the people. Yeah. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Jerry.
Can I do some good for you?
I sincerely hope so.
Yes.
I just wanted to thank a cab driver for bringing back a handbag to me that I left in his cab on Saturday night.
Yes.
And I was just wondering if, by any chance, winging a prayer, he's listening, or anybody who knows him is listening, could he search his cab for a very tiny hearing aid that fell out of my handbag?
Is that the little ones that look like orange pips?
Just about, yes.
I've heard about those. I remember a person showing me one of those one time. Apparently they're fantastic.
Well, they are fantastic, and my husband can't hear too well without it.
Well, what was he doing that fell out? I don't know if I should ask you that or not.
No, I'll tell you what. Obviously, whoever found my handbag in the back of his cab opened it, saw this nice little box and probably thought, jewellery.
Uh-huh.
But it wasn't. It's just a hearing aid, and it's so small it could have just fallen out into the cab.
Probably down the back of the seat.
Could be anywhere. Could be up a vacuum cleaner by now. But just in case, it is literally a wing and a prayer.
So you don't know which cab it was, do you?
It was a maroon-coloured, Hackney cab.
Right. In Belfast?
In Belfast. Lifted me from KN to home.
What's KN?
KN is a wonderful restaurant in Belfast.
Oh, where's that?
It was Roscoff's.
Oh, I know Roscoff's. I used to fight with the waiters there.
Yeah, right. Well, I was out there.
The waiters there used to be terribly cheeky.
Well, they're not. They're very
no. Well,
very kind.
Yeah.
And I had a wonderful birthday party there, and this has sort of taken the shine off it entirely.
All right, then.
No, but it was wonderful of the cab driver to bring me back my handbag.
Is that restaurant still owned by the Rankins?
Yes, it is, indeed.
Oh, I better say the waiters weren't cheeky then.
No, well, they're not.
Why did they change the name of it?
I don't know.
It's called KN's now.
It's called KN now, yeah. Good food, nice people. And they did a wonderful birthday party for me. So I'd like to thank them as well.
Speaking of birthday parties, I remember a certain well-known BBC commentator.
Mm-hmm.
I remember talking to him one time, and he said, my son is 4 today.
Yes.
I said, congratulations, little birthday. He said, yes. He says, I'm going to take him for a special treat. I said, what are you going to do? He said, I'm going to bring him to Roscoff's for lunch. And I went, what? I said, wouldn't he rather go to McDonald's? He said, yeah, he probably would, but I wouldn't.
I would, yeah, exactly.
God knows what that child will turn up to be.
Well, you never know.
Anyway, so let's look for your orange pip.
Yes,
it's basically like a little orange pip, isn't it?
Well, it is basically, yeah, and it's got a little piece of plastic string on it with a bobble on the end. I mean, it's tiny, It fits right into the canal of your ear.
Yes, I know. I've seen those.
Yeah.
Do you know the first time I ever saw those? I remember interviewing an actor called Leslie Nielsen. You know the fella from all those Naked Gun movies?
Yes, exactly, yeah. Uh-huh.
He used those, and he brought them out of his ear, and he said, have a look at those. And I went, wow.
How many did he have in his ear?
He had one each.
One each, right.
One in each ear.
Okay, well, we've only lost the one that we need.
Okay, then. So anyone, the taxi driver, if you remember lifting a lady from KN's, when was it?
Saturday evening.
Saturday evening, a lady, if you remember lifting her, have a wee look in the back of your cab, because they'd be expensive little buggers, those.
They are. This is a problem, and there will be a small reward.
Okay, then.
For anybody that finds it.
Okay, so we've got your number if anyone cares to ring us with some information about that, okay?
Yes, that's wonderful.
Okay, love, thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Gerry.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Mary Kate is on the line. Hello, Mary Kate.
Hello, Gerry.
Hello.
I have a bone to pick with you.
Pick away.
I believe you were casting aspersions on the bums of my county.
Are you from County Mayo?
I am indeed, originally.
Well, can I ask you what your bum is like?
It's a very attractive bum, Gerry. Now, I've been checking it out for the past half an hour and measuring it and everything.
Is it low slung?
No.
Is your undercarriage trailing the... is it?
Comparing it and everything, you know, but...
Well, you see, you've escaped the genetic fever.
Do you think? Well, I think I know what might be going on.
Well, I'm thinking in terms... I have to explain to you why I made that remark. You see, I went through years of participant observation, as they call it in sociology, many years on stages, and it came to me, with many years standing on a stage plonking the bass guitar with nothing to do except look at girls' bums. And I came to the conclusion that County Mayo had the greatest, by far, examples of the dropped R's. It's a capital D, capital A. So I have to...
You know what I think is happening?
What is it?
I think what's happening is that the arses you would see in Mayo are arses in their natural form. And everywhere else, everybody's clenching too hard.
Clenching?
Yeah.
The clenched buttock? Yeah. And indeed not surgically enhanced either?
No. But there's
well, do you agree with me that there is a problem?
Pardon?
Do you agree with me that there is a...
No, I think everybody else has the problem. I think all the bums in Mayo just look great.
So in other words, what you should say is that the people's bums in the rest of the country should let them hang loose.
Absolutely, let it all hang down, you know.
Because our bums are clenched because of worry, tension and indeed stress.
Absolutely.
So the people in Mayo have got it all. They just let their bums go wherever you go. Let your bum go free.
Yes.
Hence the expression, drop doors.
Well, no. Swing low maybe, but not
swing low, sweet chariot. All right, then. Well, you don't seem to have a County Mayo accent.
Well, I've been living up here for a while, you know.
Where are you from, Belmullet?
No. A lovely place on the coast outside Ballina.
What's it called?
Lacken.
I think I've been there.
Pardon?
I think I've been there.
Have you?
Oh, I've been to all those places all this time.
You've been a minority. Not many people make it as far.
No. I've been in places you've never heard of.
I would believe that.
Was there ever a marquee there?
Oh, there might have been a marquee.
Well, I was in it. At the one end of it, underneath where the water used to gather.
And that was where you were keeping an eye on all the bums.
Well, that's one of many places.
So whenever you missed the chord on the guitar, we knew it wasn't you sort of with the drink on you. It was that you were too busy looking at the bums.
Many's a chord was missed. And I hope to miss many more before I die. Well, thank you for your learned treatise on the rear ends of people in County Mayo.
No problem. Couldn't let it go, you know.
Long may your own flourish.
Oh, thank you, and yours too.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See if I can handle a delicate subject and annoy nobody. That's Christy Moore, of course. That's a song called Skull Crow. That's from his album. I'm going to sneeze now. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I enjoyed that. If you don't enjoy a good sneeze, you know, you haven't lived. Hello to Kevin Clifford in City Print in Derry, Londonderry. He's 50 years old today, and that's from all his family in Derry. The big 5-0. It's all downhill from there. And again... excuse me. What happened? There's been a sudden change in temperature in here. Sorry about that. It's terribly rude. I know I should have a hanky, but I don't. Eileen in the Kai Centre, thank you. I can't, unfortunately, as I said before, I can't take you up on your kind invitation. Michael and I will be going for lunch on Wednesday at lunchtime, but going to somewhere. We might go to the little cafe around the corner where you get the soda farrels. Anyway, lost in the... I'm going to sneeze again. Look at that. Oh, it's only half of one. Dear Gerry Anderson, I hope you can help. Lost on the Antrim Coast Road near Garran Point on Friday morning, the 7th of December. A young sheepdog, approximately 4 months old. It's got a smooth coat, mostly black in colour. This is a pet of 2 small boys who are desperate to get it back. So there we are, on the Antrim Coast Road last Friday morning. A young sheepdog, smooth coat, mostly black in colour. It's a wee pet. So if you see it, we have a phone number here. So come along. Eleanor's on one. Hello, Eleanor.
Hello, Gerry.
I have to apologise for my sneezing. I can't help it.
I'm glad I'm not near you anyhow. I don't want your germs.
No, I don't have any germs. I just sneeze. What can we do for you today?
Well, you're talking about Craigavon.
Yes.
Well, Craigavon is well known all over because Hugo and all has done concerts down in the Civic Centre and all there.
I know, but apparently it's just a Civic Centre and there's nothing else.
There is. There's bars and there's a big mall up at the shopping centre.
Oh, well, that's great.
And there's plenty of empty houses and wrecked houses and burnt out houses. People saying it's lovely. It's not that good at all.
Well, that's encouraging. Well, let's not be negative about this. Maybe, as the years go on, things will improve.
Well, it's been about 8 years.
Do you live there yourself?
I live in Craigavon, yes.
And what do you think of it?
I've been in Craigavon 30 years now. And when I first moved up here from Belfast, it was great.
You were there before it was there, really?
It's just getting built.
Right.
But they've let the young ones run wild and wreck houses, burn houses, joyride and everything.
Tell me about it, sure. It's gone on all over the country. I think it's the legacy of 30 years of trouble.
I don't understand why we have housing executives or DOE or police or anything, because they can't seem to do anything about it.
One of the things that we're going to have to deal with, and it's a problem all over the country, is that because, we've had troubles this last 30 years, and we think it now that they're kind of look as if they might be over. They think that's the end of it, but that's not the end of it at all. We have to deal with the backlash. We have to deal with the kids who were brought up through it, who never knew anything better. We have to deal with that. We'll get that for the next 5 or 10 years.
No, you were not. When I was brought up, we weren't allowed to run around burning houses.
I know, but you see, people are now. That's something we're going to have to deal with in the next 5 or 10. That's one of the biggest problems Northern Ireland faces.
Well, what kind of parents have they got?
Well, you see, the type of parents they have are people who are used to the trouble too. It's a different breed you see coming up now. Not everybody, I have to say. It's only a small minority, but enough to throw the whole thing out of kilter. But anyway, listen. Now, thank you very much. We have to go now because you're going to whinge. I know you are.
I'm not indeed.
Yes, you are. I can tell.
There's good parts of Craigavon too.
Well, I'm glad you said that because I'm sure there are. Right. And it's a nice place to live. Do you like living there?
I love it here. If we just clean it up. If we knock all these old houses down, we don't need all these houses.
So you like it if they just tidy it up a bit?
Yes.
Well, I hope somebody hears you.
Sort this problem out. They've been sorting it out for years. Nobody's done nothing.
All right,
but I'm glad Hugo and all comes up here and cheers us up sometimes.
I always notice wherever Hugo goes, there's a clean up after. All right, love.
Right, bye.
See you later. Here's An Evening for Two, a poem by Dermot McDowell from Lurgan. 47 butts in the ashtray, 20 empty cans on the floor, a pizza box and beef satay are lying behind the door. CDs are out of their covers, an LP is out of its sleeve, Sinatra's Swinging Lovers. We played that, I believe. The lights are on, the curtain's still drawn, though it's 2 in the afternoon, and I'm still half pissed from that Irish mist. Oh, sobriety, come back soon. It was really a sin that we ran out of gin at only 9:30, then the brandy flew, and the vodka too, and so we were down to the wine. 4 bottles of red, and no sooner said, that done, went 3 bottles of Blue Nun. I felt I'd had quite a few. Do you think that you're able to dance on the table, especially your pas de deux? And just when I thought we'd not enough bought, you produced, like out of a dream, a 10-glass bottle of Powers and 2 litres of Bailey's cream. Then the knock on the walls, the shouts and the brawls. I can't stand that whole hullabaloo. Can they not understand? It's 1 woman, 1 man, and a quiet little evening for 2. Oh, I think that's lovely. That's the Doffing Mistress, and believe me, there are people out there who don't think I know what a Doffing Mistress is, but I do. That's Anne Sands. That's from her new album. The album is called The Day Well Spent. Sorry, The Day Is Well Spent. It's on Spring Records. It's just out at the moment. That's Anne Sands of the Sands family. That was called The Doffing Mistress. Lovely. That's about all we have time for. If we didn't get your messages through, I'm sorry. Hold on a minute. Oh, sorry. Oh dear. No, sorry. There was a wee message coming through, but it's a private one. I better not read that. I'll be arrested. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time at 10:30. Write to me, Gerry Anderson, care of BBC Radio 4. It's 12 o'clock.